The film opens with a quiet night in London, where a young Turkish man with autism named Ikram is seen walking into a barbershop run by his uncle, Azim. Upon arriving, Ikram locks the door behind him, quickly draws the curtains, and flips the sign from open to closed. Inside, Ikram is introduced to a Russian man named Soika, but he grows visibly uneasy. Azim then hands his nephew a straight razor and urges him to follow through with their plan without delay. Reluctantly, Ikram slits Soika's throat, killing him. Elsewhere in the city, a frail young Russian woman named Tatiana is seen stumbles barefoot into a pharmacy, pleading for help. Unfortunately, the pharmacist dismisses her, assuming she's a drug addict. As blood begins to trickle down her legs, Tatiana collapses and is rushed to the hospital. Moments later, doctors are seen perform an emergency procedure and manage to save her baby. But tragically, Tatiana does not survive. Soon after, a Russian-born British midwife named Anna reports Tatiana's death and takes it upon herself to care for the newborn girl. After her night shift, Anna returns home, where she lives with her mother, Helen, and her alcoholic uncle, Stepan. The next morning, on Christmas Day, Anna hands her uncle a diary she took from Tatiana's bag, urging him to translate it since it is written entirely in Russian. Stepan refuses, scolding Anna for stealing from a dead girl. But Anna's only concern is finding someone who can properly care for Tatiana's baby. As Anna flips through the diary, she discovers a business card for a restaurant called Trans-Siberia, the only clue she has. Unbeknownst to her, the restaurant is run by Semyon, a powerful Russian mafia boss. The scene shifts to Semyon's son, Kirill, and a loyal family driver, an enforcer named Nikolai. At the same time, Anna parks her scooter outside the restaurant. At that moment, Kirill instructs Nikolai to pick up Azim and his wife and bring them to the restaurant. As Nikolai leaves, Anna knocks on the door and is warmly greeted by Semyon. It was revealed that the restaurant is bustling with preparations for a grand celebration. During this time, Semyon watches his young grandchildren struggling to play the violin and kindly demonstrates the correct way to perform a song. Soon after, Anna hands Semyon the business card she found in Tatiana's diary and asks if he knows where she might find Tatiana's relatives to help care for the baby. Unfortunately, Semyon claims he doesn't recognize the girl and apologizes for being unable to assist. When Anna mentions that she might learn more once the diary is translated, Semyon offers to translate it himself and suggests she bring it back the following evening. Before Anna leaves, Semyon makes sure to ask where she works, subtly gathering information. Meanwhile, Nikolai stops at a restaurant with Azim and his wife. Nikolai waits outside in his car, parked near Anna's scooter. When Anna emerges, Nikolai compliments the scooter and asks if she's interested in selling it. However, Anna declines, explaining that it belonged to her father and holds sentimental value. Nikolai then casually asks if she'd like to go for a drink, but Anna ignores him and speeds away. That evening, as Anna has dinner with her family, her drunk uncle Stepan bluntly asks how long she plans to stay with them. His words sting, and Anna leaves the table, visibly upset. At that moment, Helen follows her outside and reassures Anna that she can stay as long as she wants. It's revealed that Anna has recently broken up with her boyfriend, which is why she's been living with her family. Meanwhile, at the restaurant, the atmosphere is lively as people drink and celebrate. Moments later, Kirill receives a phone call and, after confirming that the coast is clear, signals to Azim that everything is fine. Nikolai then drives Kirill and Azim to the barbershop, where Azim insists that Nikolai wait outside, as he doesn't trust him. Unexpectedly, Kirill overrules him, stating that Nikolai works for him and is useful for the task in hand. Inside, they are greeted by Ikram, who is overjoyed about receiving tickets to a Chelsea FC football match. At that moment, Azim ushers him out the door, assuring the others that Ikram won't mention their presence. Soon after, the trio then head to a freezer where Soika's body is stored. Upon seeing this, Kirill claims that Soika was like a brother to him, though his expression suggests otherwise. Nikolai then lays the body on a table and uses a hairdryer to thaw it, as it is frozen solid. He then warns Azim to leave, as the next part of the job will be gruesome. Unexpectedly, Nikolai extinguishes his cigarette on Soika's tongue, before proceeds to cut off his fingers and extract his teeth. Afterward, Nikolai and Kirill drive to the riverbank, where they dump Soika's wrapped body into the water and watch it sink. On the other hand, Stepan nervously flips through Tatiana's diary. He then warns Anna to be very careful with it, having come across disturbing words like rape, prostitution, and needles. Elsewhere, the police have discovered Soika's body. As the lead inspector examines the corpse, he identifies Soika as a member of the ruthless Russian criminal brotherhood known as Vorvi Zakwan. Apparently, every tattoo on Soika's body, inked during his time in Russian prisons, holds significant meaning. After deciphering the tattoos, the inspector concludes that Soika was a high-ranking captain who answered to no one. He also finds a note tucked inside his jacket, adding another layer of mystery to the case. Meanwhile, Anna visits Semyon at the restaurant, handing him a copy of Tatiana's diary. She explains that the original diary will be given to Tatiana's daughter when she is old enough. Semyon, however, claims he is too drunk to translate the diary that night and promises to do it the next day when he's sobered. He then asks Anna where she lives so he can deliver the translation, but Anna refuses to disclose her address. As Anna leaves, Nikolai appears at the door with a heavily intoxicated Kirill, who can barely stand. Frustrated, Semyon initially shuts the door on them, but they eventually stumble inside. As a result, Kirill collapses to the floor, resting his head on Nikolai's shoes. Disgusted, Semyon approaches his son and kicks him repeatedly in anger. Nikolai tries to intervene, but Semyon orders him to leave. It's revealed that Semyon is the head of the Vorvi Zakwan, a powerful Russian mafia operating behind the facade of his legitimate restaurant business. Outside, Nikolai notices Anna struggling to start her scooter in the rain. When her attempts fail, Nikolai offers her a ride home in his limousine, insisting that Semyon would never forgive him if he let her walk in such weather. During the ride, Anna presses Nikolai for information about Tatiana, but he claims ignorance, stating he's just a driver. When they arrive at her home, Anna asks what Nikolai wants in return for his kindness. He simply replies that she should consider it a Christmas gift. After dropping Anna off, Nikolai and Kirill head to a brothel to continue their night. While Nikolai follows orders, Kirill drunkenly pats him on the back before disappearing into the chaos. Inside, Nikolai becomes captivated by a hauntingly beautiful song performed by a Ukrainian prostitute named Kirilenko. As a result, he tosses her a lot of cash and urges her to live a little longer. Back at the hospital, Anna cares for Tatiana's baby, whom she names Christine. Overwhelmed with emotion, it's revealed that Anna recently lost her own unborn child, adding a layer of personal grief to her connection with the infant. Unexpectedly, Semyon suddenly arrives and informs Anna that he has translated the diary. He appears troubled, as the diary mentions Kirill's name multiple times, detailing his involvement in illegal activities. Semyon then pleads with Anna not to take the diary to the police, insisting that Kirill is a good boy who lost his way after the death of his mother. Not only that, he also promises to handle Kirill himself. Meanwhile, Stepan, a former KGB agent with deep knowledge of the Vorvi Zakwan, grows increasingly worried for Anna's safety. Through his own translation of the diary, he uncovers shocking truths. Kirill threw Tatiana down a flight of stairs and beat her when she resisted his attempt to assault her. Even more horrifying, it's revealed that Semyon is the one who harassed Tatiana and is, in fact, the father of Christine. At that moment, Anna shares her encounter with Semyon, and they agree that handing over the diary to him might be the only way to ensure Christine's safety and well-being. In the backyard of the restaurant, Nikolai is seen repairing Anna's scooter when Kirill calls for him. Apparently, they receive a delivery of secondhand alcohol from a truck. Kirill then informs Nikolai that he has spoken to Semyon about bringing Nikolai deeper into their import-export business, promising him a promotion in a place within the family. However, Semyon suddenly appears and slaps Kirill across the face upon discovering that he was behind Soika's murder. When Semyon realizes that Nikolai handled the cleanup, he praises his intelligence and begins to rely on him more than his own son. Yet, Semyon also acknowledges that Soika's brothers are extremely dangerous and not to be underestimated. Meanwhile, Anna and Helen visit a cafe for coffee, where Nikolai unexpectedly joins them at their table. Stepan, Anna's uncle and a former KGB captain, confronts Nikolai, warning him that he knows how to deal with men like Semyon. As tensions ease, Nikolai demands the diary. When he finally gets his hands on it, Nikolai refuses to provide Tatiana's family address and abruptly leaves. Despite this, Anna follows him outside, pleading for the address so she can find a safe home for the baby. Unfortunately, Nikolai coldly threatens Anna, warning her that he will ruin her peaceful life if she doesn't drop the matter. Enraged, Stepan storms over and spits in Nikolai's face. Nikolai calmly retaliates by threatening to kill Stepan by shoving his fingers down his throat. With the diary in hand, Nikolai returns to Semyon's restaurant and delivers it to him. Semyon is relieved to have it back, but grows concerned when he learns that Stepan has read its contents. He then orders Nikolai to eliminate Stepan by any means necessary. It's also revealed that Soika was killed for spreading rumors about Kirill's sexuality. Later, Semyon pours vodka over the diary and sets it on fire, destroying the evidence. On the other hand, Anna is seen returns home from work, where she is approached by Nikolai, who has repaired her scooter. Nikolai then hands her the address of Tatiana's family, but warns her that it's no place for a young girl to grow up. He suggests that Anna should raise Christine herself. The following day, Ikram stops at a cemetery on his way back from the London Derby between Chelsea and Arsenal. He then urinates on Soika's grave, only to be confronted by two men, one of whom is Soika's brother. As a result, in broad daylight, they slit Ikram's throat, avenging Soika's death. Back at the restaurant, Semyon enjoys a classic Russian tune played by an accordionist when he is informed of Azim's arrival. Azim delivers grim news: Soika's brothers have killed Ikram. Apparently, they've decided to spare Azim, but demand that Semyon hand over Kirill in exchange. At that moment, Azim admits that he fears Semyon more than Soika's brothers, which is why he's being honest. Semyon is displeased but instructs Azim to inform Soika's brothers that he will comply with their demands. Not long after, Nikolai is seen tailing Stepan to his home. Moments later, he follows him inside and kills him in cold blood. That evening, Anna waits outside the restaurant when Nikolai and Kirill arrive. Kirill then orders Anna to leave and instructs Nikolai to stay away from her. Anna pleads, revealing that Tatiana was only 14 years old, but Kirill dismisses her. Before leaving, Nikolai warns Anna once again to stay out of the matter. As Nikolai and Kirill walk through the kitchen, Kirill mentions that the police raided the brothel and asked about someone named Kirilenko. They then meet with Semyon, who ignores Kirill and instead speaks privately with Nikolai. As a result, a visibly hurt Kirill storms off to drown his sorrows in alcohol downstairs. During their conversation, Nikolai informs Semyon that he has killed Stepan, which pleases Semyon. Later, Nikolai joins Kirill downstairs for drinks, where he reveals that Semyon offered him the chance to receive a star tattoo, a mark of honor, and he accepted. At that moment, Kirill hugs him and lies, claiming it was his idea to get Nikolai the tattoo. Soon after, several members of the Vorvy Zakwan arrive at the restaurant and are greeted by Semyon. Nikolai sits before them, stripped down to his underwear. The members then inspect the tattoos Nikolai earned in prison, reviewing his criminal history and family background. It's revealed that Nikolai abandoned his parents and was later given star tattoos on his shoulders and knees, symbolizing his loyalty and rank. The next day, Nikolai meets Azim at a bathhouse to discuss business. Azim remarks that it's a preferred meeting spot because everyone can see each other. As Azim steps into the restroom to change, two thugs suddenly enter. Azim then introduces Nikolai as Kirill, as the thugs don't know what Kirill looks like. Unexpectedly, the thugs release Azim and confront Nikolai in the sauna. A brutal fight ensues. Despite this, Nikolai emerges victorious, stabbing one of the thugs in the eye. Later, at the hospital, Anna spots Nikolai, who is badly injured. She approaches him and demands to know where Stepan is, threatening to involve the authorities if he doesn't show up soon. With no other option, Nikolai confesses that Semyon sent him to kill Stepan, but he didn't go through with it. Instead, he sent Stepan to Edinburgh and hid him in a guest house. Meanwhile, the inspector who discovered Soika's body arrives at the clinic and speaks privately with Nikolai. It's revealed that Nikolai is actually an undercover MI6 agent tasked with infiltrating the Vorvizak one. The note he placed in Soika's clothing was a progress report on his mission. Additionally, Nikolai was the one who called in the brothel Ray to help Kirilenko. However, both Scotland Yard and the KGB are displeased with Nikolai's star tattoos, considering them excessive. However, Nikolai reminds them that their priority should be arresting Semyon, who was responsible for harassing Tatiana when she was just 14 years old. He also suggests using DNA testing to prove that Semyon is the father of Tatiana's child, Christine. Meanwhile, Kirill is seen blowing up balloons for another party, joking around with his nieces and nephews. At one moment, through the security cameras, Kirill notices several police cars arriving outside the restaurant. In response, he quickly goes to inform his father. After the police leave, it's revealed that they only came to collect a blood sample from Semyon, leaving both Kirill and Semyon confused and panicked. Elsewhere, as her shift ends, Anna spots Kirill in the elevator, carrying a gym bag. Sensing something is wrong, she rushes to the nursery, only to find flowers instead of the baby. Anna then confronts Nikolai again, demanding to know if he has any idea where Kirill has taken the baby. Nikolai genuinely doesn't know, so they hurry to find Kirill, who has returned to the riverbank where Soika's body was dumped. At that moment, Kirill is seen cradles the baby in his arms, sitting by the water's edge, tearfully asking the little girl for forgiveness. Just as he is about to throw Christine into the river, Nikolai and Anna arrive just in time. Nikolai then tells Kirill that Semyon has gone too far and that they never kill babies. He urges Kirill to choose between himself and his father. Kirill breaks down, hugging Nikolai and confessing that he didn't know Semyon had set him up at the bathhouse earlier. Nikolai reassures him, saying he understands, and hands Christine back to Anna. Nikolai then tells Kirill that it's time for him to take control of the family, suggesting they could become partners without Semyon. Kirill agrees, excitedly proposing they throw a party to celebrate, as it's New Year's Eve. Soon after, Kirill leaves, waiting for Nikolai to join him. Meanwhile, Anna demands to know who Nikolai really is and why he's helping her. Nikolai simply answered that one cannot become king if the king is still on the throne. Unexpectedly, they share a brief, tender kiss before Nikolai leaves to join Kirill. Sometime later, the scene shifts to Helen and Stepan setting the table for lunch, while Anna plays with Christine that she has officially adopted. Meanwhile, Semyon is now in prison, finally facing justice for his action against Tatiana. The film ends with a poignant shot of Nikolai sitting alone in the restaurant, deep in thought, wrestling with the dilemma of whether he truly wants to become the head of the Mafia. The end. Moral lesson from the story: if you find a diary in a dead woman's bag, don't ask your drunk uncle to translate it. He might spill secrets about the Mafia and ruin your Christmas. Also, always check the freezer at your uncle's barbershop. You never know what's thawing for dinner.